next comment comes from MT Bang. Good evening, Elk Grove Unified School District School Board members. First and foremost, I would like to express my gratitude to Trustee Carmen Fortuna. Thank you, Honorable Trustee Carmen Fortuna. With the exception of you, the EGUSD school board members and city council members continue to ignore the Hmong community and refuse to believe that we are constituents of Elk Grove. We are real, and thousands of our children go to EGUSD schools. Over 200 of us showed up on your district doorstep on August 28th to voice our concerns, and no one, not a single representative, acknowledged our existence. With the exception of Trustee Fortuna, your continued silence and inaction of holding your racist colleague, Ms. Bobbie Singh-Allen, accountable for the harm she has caused is loud and clear. By ignoring the concerns of the Hmong community, you are accepting Ms. Singh-Allen's unethical conduct and bigotry. You are enabling this and supporting her by dismissing us, believing her lies that anyone who questions her narrative is an associate or attack dog of Mayor Lee, sent to harass, bully, and intimidate her. These false allegations are dangerous and indicative of Ms. Singh-Allen's insufferable arrogance and ignorance. What is so troubling is that you all know this too. Are you waiting for one of our students to get bullied or worse? The district prides itself on the motto, see something, say something. We saw racist words spew from Ms. Singh-Allen's, and we are saying something, but you choose to continue to ignore us and dismiss us. Your silence is violence. This next comment comes from Lis Young. Good evening, trustees and Elk Grove Unified School District staff. On 8/11, my message was one of only a few messages read aloud during the night's board meeting. I have reached out to the individual board members in the past, sometimes as a concerned parent, other times as an athletics booster. Each time has been only positive. So it is disconcerting that the very next day my message was lumped in with several others and simply dismissed as the actions of some person's associates. This was on the local news. There were others have asked for Trustee Bobbie Singh-Allen to resign. I asked the board, and I asked genuinely because I'm not sure what jurisdiction you may have. Is it okay for a trustee to make racist generalizations about a minor community or minority community? And what can and what will the board do about this? Thank you for your time. The next comment comes from Cao Chia Liao. I'm writing to express my concern and disappointment about the public comments that Bobbie Singh-Allen, an elected official, has said about the Hmong culture and especially Hmong men. She does not have enough experience being around Hmong people, nor does she have the authority to generalize and label Hmong people as such. Her only experience is coming from a former disgruntled Hmong employee of the mayor, which is now one of her own campaign staff, who has had past aggressions within her own family or friends and thus mischaracterizes the Hmong culture. These comments have not only made the lives of Hmong people in Elk Grove uncomfortable, but anyone who is deemed a personal political threat to her. What is going to happen now when my children grow up and one of Ms. Singh-Allen's supporters says that since they are Hmong, they silence women or a part of the Hmong male patriarchy? What happens at a job when a Hmong supervisor, manager, or lead doesn't promote a woman due to other circumstances not based on merit or performance? It is because they are patriarchal or holding women back now? Ms. Singh-Allen seems to think so, or her comments seem to reflect that. Hmong are already being called mafia and attack dogs by her supporters, and what will be next? This one is from James Kahn. At the last school board meeting on 8/11/2020, over 3 dozen individuals submitted public comments with concerns about a trustee and your school board, fomenting racist sentiments against the Hmong community. The following day, the same trustee held a news conference where she said that Mayor Steve Lee sent her associates out after her again. First of all, is this what the Elk Grove School Board normally think of parents anytime they come to you about issues that may potentially harm their children in your schools? That utilizing one's freedom of speech and civic duty to address and discuss inconvenient issues to you is an attack. Because you have all been conspicuously silent on the matter of Ms. Singh-Allen's racism against a marginalized group of people, and you have certainly been silent on the way Ms. Singh-Allen responds to her constituents, who are also your constituents, it seems to me, except for the lone wolf among you who dared to do the right thing and speak out in defense of the Hmong community, the Elk Grove School Board is in desperate need of an overhaul. Secondly, despite the ongoing discussion of racism throughout our community, or throughout our country, it is apparent that too many Elk Grovians, including most of you, still lack a deeper understanding of what implicit bias and microaggressions look like, particularly when it is directed at Asian Americans. For Ms. Singh-Allen to continually lump all Hmong individuals together as associate supporters of Steve Lee simply for the fact that they share the same ethnicity is undoubtedly racist and must be condemned. To strip the Hmong community of their self-autonomy because of the Elk Grove mayor also happens to be Hmong, who also happens to be Hmong, seems to be racist habitual practice of Ms. Singh-Allen. The protest on Friday featured individuals from diverse backgrounds. Would Ms. Allen say about any of them what she has said about the Hmong people? I highly doubt it. She'd be in deeper trouble than she now is if she had. I'm well aware of the school board is attempting to wash their hands of this matter, hence the silence. But let me remind you that there have been legal consequences for other school boards who have failed to address racial issues in their districts. Do not underestimate your constituents. The Hmong people may be poor, they may lack resources, they may lack representation, but they have endured 5,000 years of oppression. Their resilience is not to be taken for granted.
So can I call you tonight?